We keeps it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa, so come on in and feel some tea. Trying to call it family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first.
Eddie. He wasn't even ready.
Hold on, y'all.
Let me start this up.
No, good. Let's go. We're good. What's going on, y'all? I'm looking at the 2026 college football playoff bracket, and I don't understand how Alabama got in. Alabama should never be in. They lost 3 games and they got blowed out last night, and they still got in. It's all about politics when it comes to college football. But anywho, we are here talking about what are we talking about? Oh yeah, love and marriage, Huntsville. Welcome back to another video. Co-ed Kinfolk. How y'all doing tonight? This is Co-ed. I'm E-Dub, aka Eddie. This is my lovely wife.
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
I know this intro is different, so y'all bear with me. And this channel is all about relationships, entertainment. It's all about famous rants and jokes and TV reviews. I know I'm all over the place, but guess what? Bear with me. And tonight we're gonna be talking about Huntsville, or as I would call this episode, the Miss Nell show, or the Fletcher family show. Like the Adams family, the Fletcher family.
So if you're brand new to this channel and subscribe yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We like to have fun over here, and don't y'all try to stop us, okay?
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh,
dang.
But did I say my name?
Yeah, no.
I did say my name.
Ooh, what's wrong with y'all this morning? A lot happened yesterday.
No, just breakfast. We ate. And you know what? After he get finished, look at him dropping the mic. It's all in y'all ear. I'm finna start this over.
No, I'll start over.
Put it on it. Put it somewhere. Cause you got them thick fingers, so you know.
Put it somewhere. Keep talking. Put it somewhere. All right.
Yeah, eat it.
Now there you go.
So go ahead and subscribe and all that stuff. So let's get into it. So Martell and Chris and Destiny. Now I guess Martell just had to have a sing job, but it's giving me that when y'all say an ensemble cast, that's what this is. So ain't no one shining out the other, ain't no light bulbs, ain't no bright light, ain't none of that over here, because I would say that Nell and Chris family dynamic scene was more interesting than probably anything else. What's the name? Latricia, her needing that therapy, that part was interesting. I ain't seen nothing else really and truly much more interesting, to be honest.
But I guess when they start back filming, or when they release the rest of the episodes next year, when Miss Wanda get on there, it should be interesting.
Yeah, Miss Wanda came to fuss with Nell, but that ain't gonna last long.
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
It'll last for a couple episodes.
So, other than that, what else you got?
Because you got the Christmas special next week.
We will not be doing that.
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
we're gonna do the Christmas special. Yes, we are.
Yeah,
we eating Christmas cake and everything on Christmas special.
Yeah, girl, gone. I ain't doing that.
What you calling, girl?
I'm not you, but I'm just saying for this, ain't doing it. And then it's not coming back on probably to next year, because I don't see no more episodes in this month. And they actually, I don't mind them doing the Christmas thing, but they actually could have done that another time. You know what I'm saying? Not using their slot to do that. But
you act like this is NBC or ABC. This is the own network. The slot you have is the slot you use.
So Martell and Chris and Destiny, they sitting down talking. It seemed like Martell is working on building his home, pool, 5 bedrooms. I think he said 5 baths, something like that or whatever. And I don't know if he said that he was working on this before the divorce or in between that time, but he had to stop or he lost it or something.
And go bankrupt.
Yeah, because of that. So now Chris was like, listen, I guess it's Chris a builder. I don't know if he a builder or just a realtor, but Chris was like, I can show no sell this house. Now this, I don't know what she done sold in the state of Alabama. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I guess he was really saying, I don't know what kind of seller she is. If she ever sold a home, so he don't understand why this they're really, to be honest, because he can get this done in no time. Now, while Destiny was there, of course, Martell was talking to her about, um, well, Destiny brought up the pool situation and how Neil, was hurt. Well, Chris was saying how Neil was hurt and everything like that or whatever, because he felt that Destiny had a back. Destiny was like, I was just there just trying to keep the peace. And, they brought me into it when Lance said that he was going to LA. Y'all came back and told me, well, they came back and told me that and all that stuff. And that's basically how I got into it. So Martell bring up the fact that, okay, what Will said, Will basically said, honey, Destiny is gonna be a good time girl. That's basically what she's gonna be. Nothing more, nothing less. Destiny said, I ain't no hit and quit it. Like, you gotta commit over here. That's why I guess Lance moved on, honey, and got a baby by somebody else because she wasn't giving the goods out like that. And I'm here to say that keep doing that. Like, keep doing that. And that's the inner woman. Don't be so quick to get these men your cookies. I used to call my gourmet cookies, child. They weren't no chocolate chip, no chips ahoy. They weren't none of them cheap cookies that was in the aisle. These was so, like, you got to go online. You had to go online to get these cookies, honey, because they was not just the regular cookies. But the thing is that, and I used to tell you that all the time.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
The cookie? You said they fresh? Okay. Shh. Okay. That was some quick cookies.
what.
That's it.
So the fact too that I would say any woman, keep yourself, like, preserve yourself. Don't be so quick to have sex with these men, because just like Will, they're gonna move on to the next one.
Well, then again, see, that's double standards. A woman can do the same thing a man do. A man go out there sleep around. A woman can. Hey, I ain't got no problem with a woman go around sleeping around.
Yeah, but if a woman want commitment like Destiny does, then don't sleep
Oh
around.
yeah, I get that. But if you want to go out there and have fun like we men do, knock yourself out.
Hey, I'm out. Hey, but a lot of times some women, they get emotionally attached to some of these men, and when these men want to move on, then it's a problem. But this is what I'm gonna say. Like, when I got divorced and then I became single, I didn't have sex with none of them men. I just dated. Now, honey, they wanted me to. They practically, I ain't gonna say begged me to, but they would do little hints and all that stuff, whatever, because they wanted it. But I didn't give it out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give it out. And when me and Eddie, started dating and stuff like that, he was the next person that I gave it to. So, I went out here just
Uh,
laying it low and spreading it wide.
Yo, but I had game, baby. I put that game down. I said, look at here, good. You gotta get with it.
Actually, I think I put the game
quick.
down
I
because I
can't
got
be
the
waiting
ring.
around all this time for some cookies now, cause too many stores out there I can get cookies from.
No,
So
he didn't do all
so
that.
give me the cookies now, or you can go ahead and put them cookies back on the shelf. Tell Amazon come pick these cookies back to the warehouse.
Actually, that was not even the case. Cause see what? I got the ring and he's taking good care of me. So yes, I
No.
won.
All right,
Let's go. You got something else to say on that?
I'm
Okay, so anyway, this is said something about Lance, and basically that's what she was saying. She said she ain't settle. She's not gonna settle. She's not like that. Just cause Martell, bald and seem like, I guess he losing his little swag and stuff like that. She's, I ain't finna settle for nothing and nobody. I'm gonna keep on keeping on, because Martell was like,
Yeah,
you ain't
keep
having
her.
sex, man. You ain't gonna get no man.
I disagree with Martell. You know what I'm saying? It's good for a man to get the cookies, but if you want a high quality woman and you willing to wait, it will be worth the wait. It really will be. But if you want these little skanks out here laying low and spreading wide, you're gonna get that. A laying low and spreading wide skank. So you want to, what's the old saying? You want to turn a hoe into a housewife.
They say you can't.
You can. She's still gonna be holding around, but
So in the next scene, you got Nell and Chris. Basically, Nell was talking about opening her boutique and everything, and that Lance was coming over to talk about their youngest son, Chris. And
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And how she's gonna have a family dinner, they kind of coerced her to have I guess another family dinner. As y'all know, we weren't watching and see certain seasons, and I never saw this dynamic Nell. That Nell is hell. And she easily get frustrated and go off. So yes,
It makes
I was
sense.
mistaken.
It makes sense. Neil is hell and Chris is laid back because they kind of balance each other out.
Hmm. That's something you get on your nerves, child. We got one is a firecracker. So Destiny decided to go on a date with Will, and she want to go skating with that dress on. I was like,
Oh, the last minute call. Hey, Des, we need you to come in and shoot a scene. Yeah, I know you head to the club, but we need you to come out here do a skate scene because that dress was made for skating.
it wasn't, and you couldn't go back home and change. I said, well, maybe she got some shorts or something on up under that. I was like, yeah, who thought of that?
But then again, she said, I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna just put my cute dress on.
No, that was a bad idea. But anyway, so as they were skating, didn't look like neither one of them could skate, child. They looked like two little children in the park. So
Sorry, y'all. Been a long night.
baby, don't do that. That was rude. I mean, very rude.
That's family, man. They know who I am.
No, you know them folks be clapping back at you and saying, Eddie, that was rude.
And those same ones that always try to sit on their high horse, they probably farting right now, passing gas, picking their book.
Like you be doing. So he was telling her, listen, I want you to get to know a little bit about me. He brought her this basketball, and I guess he said he liked playing basketball. I don't know if he performed.
It sounded like he said UH. I think that's University of Houston. So
Not Huntsville.
what school in Huntsville called UH?
I don't know.
University of Huntsville. No, I was assuming if he played for Alabama A&M, he would say something like
Oh.
A&M or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not about all them colleges and stuff. Don't care.
Yeah, we know you don't.
Yeah, don't care. And some of y'all got degrees, child, and can't do nothing with them.
Yeah. You gonna talk about people's degrees? Yeah, you wearing them glasses like you smart. Wearing them glasses.
And I am. Built the whole brand by myself, and I am.
Okay.
So
Kid discount might help.
Oh, I'm saying I built it. I ain't saying that you wasn't co-hosting it. I said I built it.
How the
Okay.
hell you built this thing, girl?
We're gonna move on, Chad. We ain't gonna argue with these nice people that came to talk about Huntsville, not us. So he was talking about that, but he also said that he has 4 children. His youngest is 6.
Yeah. How long ago was that? So his younger was 6. I know 6 years. I was playing, y'all.
And 4 baby mamas.
This is okay. You got 4 kids. So have you ever been married?
Nope.
Are they by the same woman?
Nope.
So you telling me you have 4? Yep, I got 4 different baby mamas.
Try keep it moving. That is crazy.
How old is this guy?
He's crazy. He crazy.
That mean like it was late mid-30s or something.
So they probably like 6, 4, and 3, and 2.
He said the last one was 6, so everybody else got to be older than 6.
Oh, I thought he said, I don't know. Yeah, right.
So
He said the youngest was 6. So yeah.
The education. The education is a must, right?
So yeah, he was talking about that, and I'm glad he brought that up because if Destiny continue to date this dude, that's on her. She gonna be somewhere baby mama number whatever
5.
Yeah, because that would be on her because that right there is a red flag. And we was talking, if y'all don't watch Ready to Love, but there's a guy on there the same way. I don't know if he ever been married before, but he got 4 kids.
And it could have been by the same woman. We don't know yet, but still.
It's just a turnoff. Just like some people would say a woman with 4 kids is a turnoff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For some men.
Yeah, my limit was always 2. You got 3 or 4 kids, especially my late, as you get older and the kids are younger too. Oh man, no way.
And then the fact too, they buy different baby mamas, so you got all different personalities. You don't know who's still feeling him, who jealous, who don't want him to move on, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Whatever, it's
that's
just a
true.
different
That's
dynamic.
true.
Now, if you got one woman, then you got one attitude that you may have to deal. But you talking about four? Nah, I'm good. You know, and some of them baby mom be slicing ties, and they'll slice you in the process. So he said that he couldn't commit to one person. No, he said that he like to, he don't want to get married and stuff like that or whatever. But he said when he commit to one person or persons. So I don't know what.
And is he in poly?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause Jessica says she don't like sharing. And hey, I'm glad he was straight up with her. I'm glad that he was honest with her to a certain degree
Yeah.
because he didn't tell her that he was gonna try to hit it and quit it. He was trying to keep that to himself.
Right. And let me say this because I don't want to offend nobody that do have college degrees, education. College is not for everybody, and I know it wasn't for me. I didn't like school when I was in it, so me trying to go to college, which I tried, it just didn't work for me. But shout out to those that got degrees, masters, bachelors, associates, and those that are doing things as far as in the work field, doctors and lawyers, because all of that is needed for sure. So I wasn't trying to make pun at anybody that got a college degree. I just stated some of the obvious of some people do have college degrees and not in that field, and they have to pay a lot of money back. But it just wasn't for me. So no shade to nobody. I just know what I can do, and that one for me. You got your college degree? Okay, let's move on.
At least I
So
did go to college.
I did too.
Probably how long?
Less than a year.
It's too hard, mama.
No, I got pregnant, and then
Oh, see, that's on you right there, man. No, I got the military. Used my Pell Grant, went to school. I went to a trade school though.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
everybody got their own thing, and you know what works for you. But shout out to those that have their degrees. So he was also saying too that he has no tattoos and stuff.
Not Pell Grant, GI Bill. God, I was in the military. GI Bill. I had to rephrase that. GI Bill. I used my GI Bill to go to trade school. Right?
And that's why he can go to college. He don't even know what one thing from the next. Okay, so that's it.
Oh, yeah, you talking.
Destiny brought up the fact that what Martell said, that he said he just hit it and quit it. And he was like, dang. He was like, you talk about Martell a lot, like, I guess maybe he trying to say what's going on with y'all. She was like, that's my dude, like, that's my friend. And then also, I don't know how Twan got in the picture. Did she bring it up? Did he bring it up?
I think
Think he
he
brought
brought
it
it
up.
up. Yeah, he asked her, "Did you know a guy named Twan?" And she said, "Yeah, that's my bodyguard." And he asked her, "What kind of bodyguard is he? Does he, guard your body, something like that?" She said, "Yeah, yeah." Then he said, "Well, I know Twan. We kind of hang out together." She said, "Oh." She said, "This dang on Huntsville so small. Every time you go down around the corner and meet somebody, they know somebody. And Huntsville is small.
Heck, Birmingham small.
Huntsville real small,
Yeah.
real small. I'm talking real small.
Also, I wrote a book called Swipe Right After 40, How to Find in Love Only After 40, How to Attract What You Deserve and Love Again. For those that did not know. So it's an ebook. It's like $14.99, and you can purchase it if you're watching this video on YouTube around this video. So yeah, just wanted to put that disclaimer. It's a very good book. It's how me and Eddie met, because some of y'all be wanting to know the tea, and you could do it too.
That was very abrupt.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
came out of left field,
That's how you
man.
got to do it, child. Because sometimes these folk we fast forward and all that stuff. So now let's move on. So Martell, Will, and Ken, they playing basketball, and Will brought up the fact that him and Destiny had a date.
Then Will was saying, man, yeah, man. Martell said, "How did date go?" Will said, "Man, it went all right, man. No, she cool people, man. But we was talking, and she brought up that you said something to her about me hitting and quit it." And Martell said, "Yeah, I said it, man. I gotta protect my girl, man. I know her since elementary school, man. We grew up together. So you tell me something, and I'm gonna try to protect her." And Will said, "Well, I know not to say anything around you no more." And Martell said, "Hey, I get it, man, but that's my girl, man. So, I'm gonna, if you're gonna hit and quit, I need to let her know." Which me personally, I can see I probably would do the same thing.
Yeah, and I think that was straight up like we ain't finna keep no boy code and nothing
Right.
like that or whatever. It's about loyalty to friendship and all that stuff. So I thought that was good. Will said, well, she did lie about something though. You know, I asked her if she knew Twan and stuff, and she was saying, well, you know, that's my bodyguard and all that stuff. Then she said, well, we did go on a date and stuff. And he said, well, he talked to Twan and he said he told her about, you know, him and Destiny and all that stuff, whatever. But it was something that he said that I couldn't make out what he said. They need to
Yeah.
put words on the
Yeah.
thing. I don't know if he was saying to him that Twan and her
Hooked up or what?
had sex or what, but I don't know because Martell kind of laughed on that. But anyway, so let's move on, honey, to the highlight of the show. Chris and Neil. So Chris and Neil having a family dinner and stuff like that because they want to talk about whatever, child. I guess they want to film a scene. So Lance said he invited.
No, see, Chris and Neil want to talk about Lance and his younger brother because his younger brother called Miss Nell and said he wasn't getting paid enough because he was in. I guess he went to jail and he started working for his brother again, and he felt like his brother wasn't paying him enough. And Lance said, "I'm not gonna pay him like everybody else because he don't have the experience." So Lil Wayne, aka Lil Chris, called his mom complaining about that, and that's when Big Chris and Miss Nell decided to have like a little family gathering. And Chris said, "You know what?" Big Chris said, "We're gonna invite all the kids over so we can have a talk." And Lance said, "Okay, that's good." Well, not Lance wasn't there at the time. It was Chris and Miss Nell talk.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I guess Lance came in and he was talking about inviting people, inviting the family over for dinner. That's what Lance said. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. You can invite, the brothers and sisters over and we can sit down and eat and just have a good old Fletcher dinner. And Lance said, "Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna bring a +1."
No, baby, this the scene where they already coming in the house.
I'm talking about the scene before that.
I already talked about that.
No, you did
I
not.
did.
What you
I
mean,
did.
what?
You twiddling your.
You was talking. I'm talking
No,
about.
no. I talked about when they said. I said I scurried over
Mm.
that. I said Lance came in and all that stuff, whatever. So I talked about that. Don't go back because you weren't paying attention. That's your fault.
Did you tell them about the when he invited the +1?
He said that when he was there.
Yes, Lance came there because when Chris and Nell were sitting down talking, the dog started barking, and Chris got up and opened the door, and Lance came in. That's when they started telling Lance about the dinner.
Well, it don't matter. Okay, go ahead. Say that part. I
geez.
mean, it don't matter. We finna get to the part where she came.
But the point I'm trying to get at is when Lance told them he was going to invite his new girl. That's when Miss Nell said, "Hold up now, you invite her? That's too soon. You know what I'm saying? Inviting the new girl." And Big Chris said, "Heck, you was dating Destiny. You didn't invite Destiny to the family gathering." And scene.
That wasn't even necessary, child. Now let's get to it.
That was actually I had to set it up.
No,
Now
well, first of all, if I had already talked
No,
about
you
that,
did not.
I did.
No,
I
you did
talked
not.
about that.
No,
That
you
was
did
in the
not.
early scene.
No.
Is that when Lance had came to the house, right?
Mhm.
I talked about that.
You-
I scurried over
you
it.
didn't tell
It
us-
was on the first page. I didn't care about that part.
Well, you had to let them
Well,
know.
you start taking the notes. then.
Okay, because Miss Nell said it was too soon to invite the girl.
Right here, Neil opened the boutique and Lance come back. Talk about Chris and the son not working. I was
Right,
there.
okay.
But you should have interjected then.
But the
But
point is,
no,
but you forgot, you left out the most important part
Yeah,
because Miss Nell said, "Man, why are you inviting this girl to
that's
the?"
when you should have jumped in. 'Cause
But
you
I
wasn't-
just did.
No, I had
Go on,
went
next
past
thing,
that.
girl.
Cause see, you was up there.
Go on, the
It's
next
in
thing.
there. What
Go
I'm
on,
gonna
now. I
eat.
got
That-
stuff I gotta do.
No. Well, then don't go back to some that I already passed. You just missed your opportunity. And don't let that happen
Miss
again.
Nell, I understand you, Miss Nell. I understand you. Hit the table damn self. I understand
So Chris and Neil, they having a dinner and everything. So they decided to get the food catered because she was like she didn't feel like cooking that. So Lance invited Kierra. Now Kierra looked like one of them girls from Red to Love. I don't know why, but she do. So
I know I want to apologize to the people, when I said because I thought, Ariana's gonna come to the show and take Mel's place, but I was wrong. I was dead wrong. It's Kierra. She coming in like a hurricane.
So here come little Chris, Lil Wayne. And he was talking about, he stayed in his car a couple of days and they was like, hold up, wait, what? And then they was like, hold up, we're gonna have to revisit that later because Twan came and other people. So I guess they really and truly didn't want to have this conversation in front of Kierra because this Lance invited this girl and she finna hear all the family business because it really and truly was just for family, not somebody he was actually dating. So Kierra said, it I think Kierra was saying something, and then Nell was like, "That's right, you know what I'm saying? Give mama a 5, you know."
Oh, see, there you go.
Okay, go
Messing
ahead,
it up.
child. I heard her.
All right. They were talking about the food, and the daughter said, "Yeah, mama didn't cook this time." And then that's when Kierra said, "Well, next time you cook, I need to come over to taste your cooking." And that's what Miss Nail said. That's right, give mama a 5. And you saw Kierra eyes light up. Woo!
He said, "So I can call you mama?" She said, "Hold up, now, hold up. You can call me Miss Nell, honey. You're moving too fast." I was like, "Well, Miss Nell, don't get mad that the woman moved too fast when
He
you
said,
inviting her to
"Yeah,
say those things."
yeah, give mama a 5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's on you, Miss Nail. That's on
Now it seemed like Neil got a problem with this girl because it seemed like she moved too fast to rush in the family. Y'all invited her to dinner
you. Lance
and
invited her
in
to them.
front of cameras. You know what I'm saying? So even though Lance invited her, it could have been like, listen, off camera. Uh let her bow out on this one. I don't know her like that. I got to see how her dynamic is. I don't want her filming, blah, blah, blah. I'm quite sure that could have been a conversation. But hey. So so I think that was Neil's daughter that asked, "Hey, what's going on with Destiny? What's going on with the girls, Kimmy, Tisha, and all that stuff, whatever." And then they was talking about Destiny and how she was moving and all that stuff. Well, Kierra said Destiny was looking at her at the last event. So yeah, she got a chance to see her. It's like every time she was cutting her eyes at her and stuff like that, and the camera tried to make it seem like she cut her eyes. I don't know if she was cutting her eyes at that
I
girl.
said, okay, Kira, pump your brakes, girl. You doing too much. Now you trying to start beef with Destiny and stuff and try and call this woman mama and good lord, man.
Nail is messy.
She walked in the ooh, it's a big house. This family got money. I'm on TV. I'm gonna get in when I fit in. So,
And the fact too that Nell is messy,
oh yeah, she's
very
messy.
messy,
Yeah.
because Nell is talking loud and telling this girl that Disney showed up to the house and and I don't know what was going on. I see she talking loud so that Lance
Yeah,
can
she
hear it.
did because when she first I told Lance, they was friends. They should stay friends, but no, he wanted to date her. And look what happened. And now she up here in front of the house. And Lance heard all that because he was in the other room. I said, well, yeah, she talking loud so he could hear it.
And so when Kierra came and sat down while they was eating, she said, yeah, your mama told me that Destiny pulled up at the house." He said, "What was up with that?" He was like, "Well,
He was, nope, he didn't want no parts of that, man.
right."
He like basically kind of caught him off guard, to be honest with
And he was like, "Well, what had happened was is that she said that she was passing by trying to put the child to sleep or something like that or whatever." And he said, "I seen the car in the street and I looked and I seen it was her." So she pulled in and we talked for like 10 minutes. And no, Kierra was like, "What y'all was talking about?" He was like, "Nothing really," you know what I'm saying? She was like, "But what was it?" He was like, she was just saying some stuff and we talked for like 10 minutes. Kierra said, 10 minutes? That's a long time. It is a long time, honey, if you really think about it. And so like what y'all was talking about.
you. Look at Kira. Kira fighting for her life to stay on TV. Which I thought 10 minutes, a long, long time. Y'all could have did this. Y'all could have did that in 10 minutes. I was like, all right, Kierra, I know.
He said, listen, you got to understand that we was friends before we started talking. So we went back to that level of friendship. And Neil told me, but y'all got good chemistry together. He said, I can't deny that we do have chemistry together, but that's still, my friend. And basically telling Kierra, listen, she gonna be my friend. And you may have some chemistry. She said, do y'all be flirting? You be looking at her? He's like, no, it ain't nothing that going on.
Yeah, Destiny, she loves to flirt. She loves, oh, dang, Miss Nell, okay, we get it. And that's what Kierra, I know she be flirting. I hope you don't be flirting back. No, I don't flirt no more. I know I'm past all that. I said, look at Kierra fighting for her life. Be on TV.
Now, Neil was also brought up the fact too of she went on a date with Twan. Neil said, also that she went on a date with Will and all that stuff. And Lance was like, wow, so they didn't know that. I guess I guess what's his name, Lance know Will too. It's like the small circle and all that stuff, whatever. I said, dang, they make it seem like Disney is a horn around, honey.
Yeah, they trying to, yeah, they try to give Destiny a bad look, man. But yeah, it's what it is.
And then I think Kierra looked at Chris and said, look, Chris, Lil Wayne told me something. Ooh, you next. Cause she dating that one and that one and that one.
I said, okay, it was fun and games, Kierra. Now you stepping the line. Now you trying to drag Destiny through the mud. Hey, you still on the sideline now. You know, main cast me on just yet.
Now as they was talking and stuff like that, she was like, he said, listen, me and Kierra, we're dating. You know what I'm saying? We're not exclusive yet. We're just dating. So we just, I let her know that, hey, I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a new baby. I'm saying, where's the baby mama? You just hit up some random woman?
No, I think they knew each other. Kierra and you missed another part. Kierra and Lance knew each other from daycare.
Yeah, but where is the baby mama? Like, why he not with her? That's why I say you just hit up some random woman and kept it moving. So where is the relationship? So he said he got a new baby, and I don't know the dynamic of that baby mama. He got a new baby. He got
confident. Right. He said, I told her I could feel her in when I could feel her in. I said, dang, I don't want to be a fit in. You know what I'm saying? But hey, she's good with it, man. As long as she can be on TV.
And so she was like, and we talked about that, and she agreed. And he also said, she said, well, just as long as when we are exclusive, you ask me to be your girlfriend. Neil was like, she doing too much.
But she was
doing too much. I'm saying, Neil, she doing just about as much as you, honey, because you started this whole conversation. That girl could have just sat there and ate her food.
No, she could. No, nah. Kierra ain't gonna sit there, food. She gonna, I got 15 minutes, baby. I gotta make it shine. That's what she been doing. Shine like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond.
So Big Chris was talking to his son
Lil
Wayne about, let's go back to this car situation. You told me you were sleeping in your car for 2 days. And he was like, yeah, he was like, why you ain't come to us? He was like, I want to figure things out. Basically, he was saying, I want to figure things out for myself. I'm a grown man. Y'all, I don't need y'all to coddle me. I don't need y'all to, tell me what to do. Let me try to figure this stuff out and everything gonna be okay.
And to me, when he said that, yeah, I know as a parent, it's something you really don't want to hear or see that just your child is struggling. But when that young man took accountability and said, I'm going to figure it out, that shows a lot of growth, in my opinion.
Yeah. Especially, I don't know where he came from.
They've been in jail and stuff. And so sometimes, some kids, they have a slow start.
So he was also, now, I don't know where it got a little fuzzy. It seemed like Nell get offended too easily because I don't think that nobody was really coming at her. But it seemed like she was making it seem like Chris was saying she was the one coddling, little Chris. And he was saying,
I'll let you know what to understand. Go ahead.
Oh, and he was saying that, are you saying that I'm saying we doing it? Because she said, listen, I think as a mother, she was just saying basically, I don't want my child to go to prison. Like if I can do anything to keep him out of jail, keep him out of prison, I'm gonna do what I got to do. So I don't want him sleeping in no cars. I guess she said I don't want him doing no illegal activities
Right.
that's gonna end him up in the pen. And I said, as a mother of 2 sons, child, grown sons, I understand your heart on
Right.
that. I promise you.
I think what Chris was saying is that he was gonna try to let them young men, kind of figure life out on his own. And every time he said, I was gonna let them go. This is Big Chris was saying, I'm gonna let them kids go, let them figure it out. But every time they get into the icky, it seemed like Nell would come in, swoop in, and rescue the kids. And that's why Chris said they feel like the kids felt like they was entitled, you know. And and I understand what Chris is saying too. Sometimes you gotta cut kids off and let them grow. You can't be they uh safety net all the time. You gotta let them grow. You gotta let them figure life out on their own. But on the flip side of that, I understand Miss Nail. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see your child end up in jail. If you got the resources to help your kids out, that situation, help them out. The problem would be is that if they continue to do the same thing over and over again, how much or how long are you gonna be helping the kids out of that situation? And to that point, now you're starting to handicap the child
Yeah, that was good. A good, thank you. So she was also talking about, we talked about boundaries. We talked about, setting boundaries for our grown children and everything. And so she was talking about money, and Lance jumped in. Well, Lance jumped in was talking about, as far as
now. I think Lance jumped in because when we was talking about Lil Wayne, I was talking about when Miss Nail said she wanted babies to go to jail, and Chris said something about excuse me, like yeah, but we gotta let them grow up. Basically, she got mad at Chris because she felt like Chris was starting to backtrack. That's why she kind of lashed out at Chris, Big
Big
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah. And that's when Lance jumped in and said, "Why are you fussing at Dad? He's agreeing with you. You know what I'm saying? But you snapping on him." And that's when Miss Nail said, "Why you trying to take over Big Chris? Why you trying to take over your dad? He can take over himself." But she said, but then Lance said, "Mama, I'm respecting you. I'm going to respect you, but that's what you're saying and doing is wrong. Basically, you snapping at Dad for no reason." So I don't know how and why Miss Nail went left like that, but she did.
Yeah, it really and truly was. So maybe it was editing thing or whatever, but we didn't see a lot. But she was also talking about boundaries and money and stuff, and she was just saying it's stuff that her and her
I
husband want
agree
to
with
do.
that too.
It's stuff that she can't do because she done loaned them money and
I
stuff. She
agree with
want
that.
her money back. And Lance was just saying he know he owes some money. I was like, dang, Kierra should have stayed at home, child, because this is too much of the. You don't want to get into the minutia like that, especially y'all ain't inclusive
Y'all just casually dating.
and
But
and stuff like that. So she was just saying how she want her money back. And Neil was saying that Chris, I think little Chris was saying that this right here involves everybody.
mm,
She said, it don't just everybody, not one person. She said, no, it falls on one person. Every time y'all want some, need some, y'all come to me. She said, so yeah, it's a lot for her. And she get up and walk off, shut the door, check.
no, she didn't get walked off. She slammed her hand on
Oh
the
yeah.
table. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I want to live. You know what I'm saying? I got things I want to do, which I get. I get when you got especially grown kids like they have, and they nickel and diming you all the time, and you trying to enjoy the latter years of your life, and you can't do that because you got these kids sticking straws in your back, sucking you dry. And now that part what Miss Nail said about things she wants to do and her and Chris want to do later in life, get it, man. I do. But when you got your relatives and kids in their hands out all the time, the main thing you gotta do, Miss Nail, is tell them no. Tell them no. I can't help you. You gotta go out there and figure it out on your own. I don't care. You gotta get on OnlyFans, whatever you gotta do it. But I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna live the best life I can.
So it goes off like that, and they didn't tell us
What's gonna
when
happen?
when
Yeah.
the next airing is gonna be, because
But
this will be This will be their second break that they have taken in this season 10.
Carlos gonna take some breaks.
And I think we on what episode 12 or something like that, or whatever. Or it could be 16. I don't know what episode we on. But the next episode gonna be that Christmas
Oh yeah,
special.
next episode gonna be on popping, y'all. Y'all need to watch it. They're gonna have a Christmas special. They're gonna rival like the Christmas special back in the day, like Charlie Brown Christmas and Frosty the Snowman. What you doing?
Oh, this was episode 12. This will be episode 12. So y'all was trying to see what kind of episode, because 12 episodes and y'all done took 2 breaks.
I'm trying to figure out where they shooting the Christmas special at. Is it in California or Huntsville?
No, so probably somewhere in Huntsville, honey. But yeah, so
I wonder if they're
anyway,
gonna be in that same building.
we're not gonna do like, well, of course we're not doing a review on a Christmas special, but you know, so if y'all just only watch us for Huntsville, then I can say Merry Christmas, chat.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
That's pretty much it.
They won't come on till after the New Year.
Probably so.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Because I didn't see nothing upcoming, you know, especially over the next couple of weeks.
I wonder if they're gonna have that Christmas special in that same building. Mel was looking out the window.
I know a long time ago when we was reviewing, they would normally have a reunion around this time, but I guess because they done took so many breaks already, it's pushing all the episodes back. But anyway, all right, you guys. So that's all we got for the Neil and Chris show. We will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
Let's put God first.
Deuces. You gonna wait till I play the intro. Y'all see what he do? Just wait till I play the intro. Don't look at that side. Boom. Ooh, singing it look back and